Everyone knows that it's vital to apply sunscreen when you're going to be out in the sun on a sunny day. But what about all those other days? And how does sunscreen work to protect your skin anyway? Today we're going to explore what's inside sunscreen. Applying sunscreen is a lot like driving your car around without the top on it. You don't think about the top until you really need it. You're simply enjoying a pretty day. You're not thinking about the harmful UVA and UVB rays the sun is putting out, but whether you know it or not, they are reaching your skin. Sooner or later, there comes a time when you must put that top back on the car. There are other days where that top doesn't offer enough protection. When roads become icy and slippery, you need a chemical component in order to break down that snow and make it melt to make it safe. It's kind of the same thing with sunscreen. A good broad-spectrum sunscreen offers two types of filters. The first filter reflects light, just like the top of your car, to keep harmful rays from even hitting you in the first place. They bounce right off. The second filter absorbs the UV radiation, where the other properties of sunscreen, those that absorb, are like the salt we put on a snowy road. It's going to absorb and break down the radiation so that it cannot harm your body. Two common active reflectors in sunscreen are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. In the past, these two would leave an obvious white film on your skin. But now, thanks to nanotechnology, once you rub the sunscreen in, it becomes completely clear. Many of the active ingredients in sunscreen intended to absorb UV light have PABA derivatives. They are generally recognized as safe. However, the FDA is currently revisiting the effects of some of these substances. Using a sunscreen with a good combination of these filters is important in order to block out both the UVA and UVB radiation from the sun. The letters SPF stand for Sun Protection Factor. This has nothing to do with the time that you spend in the sun, but rather the amount of UVA and UVB rays your skin can handle before it begins to burn. For instance, if a product has a SPF of 15, you should be able to handle 15 times as much radiation as you could without the sunscreen. For this reason, it's best to reapply your sunscreen every couple of hours or more often, no matter how high the SPF. It's important to note that there is no such thing as a waterproof sunscreen. There are water-resistant sunscreens. Water-resistant sunscreens gain FDA approval through testing. Companies must prove the SPF factor holds strong for 40 to 80 minutes after contact with water. A couple more important notes regarding sunscreen. The FDA recommends that sunscreen containers should not be exposed to direct sun. You should protect the sunscreen by wrapping the container in a towel or keeping it in the shade. Some people even keep them in their cooler at the beach. That's a double bonus. It keeps the sun away, keeps it cool, and when you put it on, it feels nice and soothing to your skin. That's a great tip. Also, if your sunscreen doesn't have a visible expiration date, it should be considered expired within 3 years of purchase. This is because the FDA requires companies to test their sunscreen's UV and SPF factor effectiveness for up to 3 years. Now it's your turn. How do you feel about sunscreen? Do you apply it head to toe every day before you head out the door? Or do you just use it when you're going to be at the beach or somewhere especially sunny? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to discuss it. This has been Laura with Naturally Gracious. Here's wishing you the best skin possible.